you're probably familiar with these four statements right here and what they mean. Obviously, they don't really do anything on their own at the moment here, but if they're in a statement, you probably understand what these mean. But what on earth is this? I mean, 6% for? That just doesn't make any sense. Like, you've seen plus and take away, surely in maths and things, and you probably understand 8/4 because that's like a fraction, and possibly 2*5. You've possibly you've probably learnt that some people use things like that. But who on earth uses percentages? Like, percentages don't really exist in maths. Well, they do, but they don't mean that. And what this is called is the modulus operator. Now, it's just the same. It works just the same as these things, but it actually gives the remainder of a value. Now, don't confuse this with modulus in maths, which I think is similar to the abstract or absolute, number. It's just, basically, it means the remainder. So what does that mean? Well, 6 divided by 4 is obviously, if you work that out, it would be 1.5. It would be 1.5. But we're storing this in an integer, and this doesn't really work for integers. But this doesn't really work with doubles and floats. It works perfectly well with integers. So what does this mean then? 6% for? Well, I'll space it out a little bit quickly. So we're starting with 6 and we divide by 4. First of all, we can divide 6 divided by 4. Yeah, it gives us 1. You might have seen this before in maths. It gives us 6. So 6 divided by 4. 6 divided by 4 is equal to 1 remainder 2, or 1R2. Now, you might not have seen this. If not, don't worry. But basically, we are getting 4, so we divide it by 4, and we can do that. We've divided by 4 once, but we've still got 2 left over, and we can't divide 2 into 4. 2 divided by 4, can we? So what it does is it returns 2. So it returns the remainder of numbers. So let's do another few examples. So this is equal to 2. What about this? And you can work this out, try and work this out if you want. Ignore the dog in the background. I'm not quite sure who that is, but whose dogs that is. But so 7% 3. I've just wrote it down. Well, it's 1 because 7 divided by 3 leaves 2 with 1 remainder. So what about this last one? And I promise you it's the last one. If you're tired, if you sorry, not 9. What am I doing? If you don't like these, don't worry. They take a lot of getting used to. So what would this be? 12 divided by 7. Well, what's 12 divided by 7? Well, it's 1 and it leaves some over. So if I was to do it in a bus stop, let me see if I can visualise this in text. I probably can't, so ignore the lines. So we have got under here, so first of all, we're going to start with 12. And if you've ever seen a bus stop method before, you do something a little bit like this. So the 1, what goes into the 1? Well, what goes into the 1? Well, 1, oh my goodness, this is really hard to do. There we are. So let's say we're starting with the number, 7, because we're dividing by 7. Now, 7 divided by 1, well, that's going to give us, that's going to give us 0, because we can't do 1 divided by 0. And that's going to give us that 1's going to carry over here. So this 12, trust me, this is getting somewhere. 12 divided by 7, well, we've got 1, and then, well, we've got, so 12 divided by 7, so we've got 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh no, we've run out, but we've got 5 extra, so that goes along to here. Sorry, that goes along to here. But we don't need to keep going, because we've got this number 5. So this value is 5, because we've got a remainder here of 5, because we've got into the decimal points here. It's a little bit confusing, I know, but it doesn't matter if you don't understand it at the moment, but it's very useful once you get into further stuff.